Hello, my lovely, lovely art witches. Welcome back. I'm here today with the next installment in the Colour Wheel of the Year Grimoire. So we have finished the Samhain pages, and I'm going to do just a quick flip through of them for you. So here we are with the colour black for Samhain, which is representative according to Chaos Craft, Death and Northwest. And we have a nice little spooky vibe going through these pages. I've got some information on black crystals, smoky quartz, snowflake obsidian, tourmaline and hematite. My favourite of the black crystals. This was out of Chaos Craft, was the, you had to write down what you felt or what you immediately think of, what comes to mind when someone says the left-hand path. Personally, I really object to the term the left-hand path. I think it indicates that right-handed people are right and left-handed people are dark and mysterious and evil. I know it's a term that's been around for a while, but I know lots of left-handed witches, and many of them are light and fluffy as fuck. So anyway, that's a personal feeling. I don't like the term, but I went with it because it was in the book, and I'm loosely using this book to delve into the seasons, the Sabbats, the colours, and the ideas within it. So when I think of the left-hand path, things that come to mind for me, and this may be very different for many of you out there, but for me, necromancy, curses, and hexing. Oh, apologies if you can hear my neighbours talking very loudly outside. That's annoying, but what can you do? You live in suburban areas, you're going to have people. It's a really, really beautiful autumn day out there, and I think there's a lot of people who have decided it's a weekend, they're going to have a barbecue in the sunshine. It's about 21 degrees outside, beautifully sunny after a week of rain, and everyone's getting together. I can smell barbecues lighting up all over the place because it's 11:30 and I guess it's coming closer to lunchtime. Anyway, I digress. This is a page celebrating our hallowed felines, cats, black cats especially, but all cats. I love all cats, as you know, and I think they have a very mysterious and magical presence. And so I decided to delve into their magical symbolism a little, and just celebrate them because I love them. So this is a little bit of information on Samhain cut from a book, and a bit of an art piece here with this ghostly image and goddess and what have you here. Some recipes. Lamb and eggplant risotto is one of my favourite Samhain recipes, and a spicy pumpkin soup recipe, which I haven't actually made yet, but I would like to because it sounds delicious. It's quite a spicy pumpkin soup that you serve with goat cheese and coriander. Yum! Okay, this is the symbolism of skulls, which is quite pertinent, I feel, to Samhain, with the sort of descent into the underworld, the death of the year, and, that thin veil working with spirits and ancestors, and looking at the ideas of life, death, rebirth, transformation, transmutation, all of that wonderful stuff. So I did this little skull page to work through those ideas. This, I really hate this painting so much. It is awful. It is truly awful. I'm sorry, guys. We have established by now that I am really not very good at drawing or painting people. I never have been. And because I never have been, I don't practice it. I don't work hard trying to get better because I hate it. And one thing I find in doing art magic is that I want to illustrate gods and goddesses and the human figure a lot more than I did in the art that I created purely for beauty's sake or purely for my own sake. And so I did this portrait of Hel, the Nordic goddess of the underworld, or Niflheim, who has various different descriptions, but she has half a human face and the other half is either skeletal or decomposing or melting and mushed. And so I really wanted to illustrate her, and I did a awful job, awful job at it. But it's in my book. It's there. It's representative of her, and I've written some information about her, and I think she's a really fascinating goddess, and I would like to consider working with her because I think she could pair nicely with my work with Cailleach, particularly at this time of year. So ignore the really, really ugly painting that I got about 3/4 of the way through. It's not finished. I looked at it and I'm just like, this is crap. So bye-bye. End of story. Moving on. But that's okay. We don't have to always make perfect art. I keep telling myself that, but I'm still disappointed when I make terrible art. So if you feel disappointed if you make bad art as well, it's okay. It's okay to feel that way. But don't let yourself get hung up on it. Just move on and create pretty art tomorrow. So then a bit more information about the Sabbat. This lovely little sort of vintage poem about Halloween. I got to use my favourite washi tape again. I love this Skelly washi tape. And then another little vintage poem about magic and Halloween, black cats and pumpkins and spookiness, and I like it. And then I did instead of a tarot spread this season, I did a spread with my Seasons of the Witch Samhain Oracle. And I chose one of the spreads from the guidebook, which was the Graveyard Spread for Transition. So this was the spread, and I did this cute little spooky house in here and wrote in my cards, which were frighteningly accurate for what was going on in my life at this time. So I'm really happy with how this page came out. I just really love how it looks. Then, oh yes, this is my page on the colour and what it represents. I found this whole section a challenge because, as you know, I don't do a lot of monochrome, black and white type of art, which is why you've got quite a lot of pink making its way in here. Oh, there's another page I missed. Look at that. Oh, yes, that was a happiness charm bag that I made, which was cool. And that was an oil for amplifying candle magic, and I have made that too. Sorry, guys, I missed out a whole spread. There we go. But you'll see, yes, I've got a bit of pink going on in here and some purple and orange, just because I can't stick to just black and white. There's even some blue going on. I had to add a little bit more colour. But I have tried to sort of have that black theme running through the pages. Feels a bit weird, I'll admit, and there's my information on black. This, I decided to make one of those old school fortune teller things with some of my stamps. So, you know, the kind you did at school with the little fortunes underneath. So I've got my, hope you can see that okay. Got my elements here, earth, air, fire and water. And then I've got the alchemical symbols or planets with the little fun fortunes underneath. That was fun to make. It was very much reminiscent of childhood and enjoyable to do. So highly recommend that. And then more cats. I'm very cat themed in this Samhain section. And then we've got some, this was some soap that I have been using, and some more little spell work stuff for stress. Because you may or may not be aware, but things in my life are a little stressful at the moment. I have been making as many videos as I can lately, and many of them I might schedule because I don't know coming up how much time I'm going to have. So I don't know when this one's going to come out. It may come out nowhere around Samhain, but I don't think that'll matter to you because most of you are not in the Southern Hemisphere anyway. So what I'm doing at a particular time of year is meaningless to you as well. So anyway, that is basically it for my Samhain pages. Sorry, that was a little bit disjointed. I got a bit distracted along the way, but that's because that's me. That's who Corrigan is, and she rambles a lot. So I hope you did enjoy this video despite me being distracted and going off on tangents, and that it gave you some inspiration for your own books, your own celebrations of the seasons, just, you know, your art magic, your journaling, anything. I hope you enjoyed it and it sparked something in you. Get into your books, get out there and make some magic. Do a bit of kitchen witchery, do some crystal gritting, colour in some spooky magical colouring in pages. Thank you for joining me. As I said, hope you've enjoyed it and it inspires you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye, my lovelies.